and Jason. Welcome to Super Talk Show for the first entire LaunchX startup interview on Super Talk Show. Thank you so much for being here. Can you guys give a little introduction about yourself individually?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, Heidi. My name is Felix, and me and Jason are all from Team 12 in LaunchX of 2022. And basically, what we're doing is our business is called Choosing to Fight, and we're building an app, specifically a social media platform for cancer patients to connect to each other because through a lot of interviews, we've discovered that actually, like a lot of cancer patients, especially young cancer patients, like minors, like us, they are often ostracized by their peers and kind of feel like isolated from society because of their medical condition. And we don't think they should be, because you have the right to make friends. So yeah, that's basically our mission.
Okay. I think that's great. And you guys have been, I think, really active on social media with Choosing to Fight. I've seen Jason doing some, little reels on Instagram going like this and that. So how did you guys really not impact, but like expand your impact throughout using social media, going to, I think, above 100 followers already in less than 4 weeks?
I think this can be this is all thanks to our teammate Varshini, because she is like mainly responsible for the social media side of things. And I think one big factor that like played a role in our expansion sounds weird, but like on social media is like following trends, because the video that you saw like on our account, it's actually not like original. It's like we're copying like a trend, we're following a trend, and that kind of grabs like attention from everybody. And like I think that video blew up with like 10,000 views or something, so it was crazy.
Whoa. Wow. So how did you, oh wait, hold on. Before I ask more follow-up questions, Jason, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? We kind of talked over you.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah. Hello, my name is Jason. I'm a rising senior in San Diego. Yeah, we just all met at LaunchX and we've had a really good experience together. Some challenges, but we overcame them. I personally am interested in programming, video editing and stuff like that. I know Felix also likes programming, and yeah, great to be here.
Thank you for the introduction. And I actually want to ask you a question about, just programming and editing video in general. Did you guys program anything yet? Because I know many startups in LaunchX are using like Wix, WordPress, those kind of website builders. So how's it going for you guys?
Yeah, so we haven't programmed a full app yet, but we made a prototype using Figma. We did program a mock-up website for like a landing page, so people can kind of see our app and like scroll through the prototype. And it's basically a way for people to be able to interact with our app and see our social media page. So we haven't really programmed the full app yet, but we have a landing page that we used.
Okay, I see. And I think I want to go back to like the 10,000 views video that Felix mentioned about, and Jason, I think you were the one in that video. So how did you guys reach that 10,000 audience? Through like hashtags or? Yeah.
I've honestly, I want to say there's like a method we did, or like a trick we did, but I feel like it's like, honestly, in full honestly, it's all the algorithm that did the job, like yeah, we use some hashtags such as like healthcare and like mental health and like cancer related hashtags, but yeah.
So it just went naturally, sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And now I'm going to probably ask a pretty generic question that maybe super audience are interested in, but what brought each of you to LaunchX this year?
Yeah, I can start. So actually, I was looking for an entrepreneurship summer program, and then I was actually kind of wanting to do a like computer science program, and so I was literally just looking on MIT's website for summer programs, and then I saw something called MIT Launch, and I clicked on it, and then I saw the LaunchX website, and it seemed pretty interesting. I've been interested in entrepreneurship for a long time. Felix has as well, and that's how I heard of it.
Yeah, for me, it was like pretty much the same. I was actually like originally planning to, sorry, it's not focusing. Uh, I was originally planning to go to Cosmos. It's like a Californian like STEM kind of summer camp, and it was pretty well known. So I was trying to go to, because I want to major in CS, right? So kind of want to go there, but I got like rejected. So I was really sad. But while I was being like immersed in my sadness, I also like was looking around on the MIT website, and I also like stumbled upon this. Initially, I was like, oh, entrepreneurship. I don't know what that is. Like, because I originally had a very bad impression of entrepreneurs. Like, oh, because from the recent like scams with NFTs, a lot of entrepreneurs were like coming up with quirky, like random NFTs and trying to scam people. So I had a really bad impression. But then, like, when I got accepted and like reading more deeply through like what launch is, I found that actually entrepreneurship is such an amazing like process, and it's a tool, not a it's well it's a tool not for scamming, but like it's a tool for you to make an impact on the world, and I really like that.
Mm-hmm. I think both of you brought like really good points. And I want to touch on what you just said, making an impact in the world. How did you guys actually came up with this topic that you guys are focusing on right now? You know, specifically connecting cancer patients.
Jason, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. So we were brainstorming our main passions that we had. The main thing that was, we realized that all of us had family members or ourselves affected by cancer in the past. And we were kind of thinking of problems that we'd like to solve before jumping into straight like a solution. And we realized that cancer was something that we had all been affected by in some way, and we all knew people that were affected by it as well. We also realized that we didn't want to really build a physical product because that would be pretty difficult to do in the timeline. And so we thought like some sort of app or website would be better. We put two and two together basically and just realized that this is something we could do.
Mm-hmm. I see. And how can actually like students around the world utilize that app if they're interested in not just, you know, as a victim of cancer itself, but also those who want to advocate for cancer patients, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one different thing about our app than others is that we don't only allow cancer patients, but we allow their communities and their caregivers and family members to use the app as well. So that's kind of the big distinction that we have. We allow basically caregivers to go on and support their patients, even just like community members that are local and want to help support others. So it's kind of like a wider niche that we have than other groups. We're focused more on mental health and solutions instead of just strictly cancer patients.
Mm-hmm. And can you elaborate on the programs you guys provide? For example, here in our school, we do have an event called Relay for Life. And I know a majority of Super Talk Show audience are from my school. So Relay for Life, essentially every year they host a activity where our entire community, students, parents, teachers gather around together in the field, so the track essentially, and walk around. They pay money like 80 zloty, that would translate into I think 20 or $40, I forgot. Oh, $40. And yeah, that's a way, and those money would go to like children's hospitals to help treat cancer, stuff like that. So how can communities get involved? Am I cutting out? I just heard my voice.
Yeah,
Oh shoot. Okay.
a little bit, just a little bit though.
Do you guys understand what I said, or should I say it again?
Yeah, I totally understand. I think basically how communities can help. Like, there's a lot of ways communities can help because, in essence, our social media is an ongoing community. So, like, one of the big features in our app is instead of general like general social media users profiles like the one that has like your age, your interests, your hobby, like your relationship status. Instead of that, on CTF, each user has like a cancer profile where you can fill out like what your medical condition is, like what your treatment progress, who your who your oncologist is, and we can use that to pair similar people with similar medical condition, treatment progress, and interest together, so they can connect more. And it's a much more personalized and direct connection, unlike that between like community members on Facebook or Twitter, because in those communities, the profiles of all the members basically look the same because they don't have things specialized for cancer. And I feel like a big way communities can help is basically to like advertise for this app, because um, the amount of impact this app does is dependent on the user base. The more people know about the more people know about the app, the more it can help cancer patients worldwide, because this is like the tips and blogs and memes and resources on this community that's supposed to help people is based on user input. It's because it's a place where people like cancer patients learn from each other's experiences. So the more people there offering experiences, the better the community becomes.
Mhm. I think that makes a lot of sense. And now I'm starting to get, the ins and out of this app and company in general. So I don't know if this is a little off topic, but for LaunchX, in week 4, week 5, everyone's stressed out about financials, how to get that $250, which is necessary to get a certificate. How are you guys navigating that process when you're sort of like a nonprofit, or not a nonprofit, but a company with this really set social awareness in mind?
Mhm. But I can. So we're committed to not charging patients for this because we feel like that's kind of defeating the point if we're making patients pay for another like expense. What we're mainly doing is relying on donations and sponsorships from individuals who want to see their community or develop a sense of community for cancer patients. And so we've been reaching out to different people and trying to. We started a GoFundMe. We're collecting donations. We've raised like $480 something in donations so far, which yeah, I was really surprised. But we're mainly just reaching out to people through social media and trying to get more attention to our cause. We don't want to charge patients, obviously, and we just are relying on good people to help support the community.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm really curious about this. I might be asking it on behalf of the good people, but how are the 250 going 50 450 480, I think, or $400 you mentioned, going to be distributed in your company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what we're doing is the main thing we're doing now is focusing on building the app. And so we have a pledge that for every dollar donated, that's 10 more people that can use the app. And so basically basically the incentive is for people to donate, and that's a specific amount of people that can use the app. So they kind of have more of a concrete, like tangible goal that they can work towards.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, by having, like, for example, the $400 there, then you're going to open up the app you guys are building to however many people that are willing to get that app. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, I see.
and
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
add on, sorry, and to add on to what Jason said, I think a big portion of the donations is also going to app development, because obviously this is an app about like revolving around cancer patients and this medical condition. And I think a big problem that will arise from here is the security of information, like patient information. And obviously, we have to pay for better database services and like coders that are higher level than us to make the data more secure. So I think a portion of the money is also going to that.
Mm-hmm. And actually, just when you're responding to it, I had another question. I know like I've been pretty involved in an initiative here in Warsaw that I currently created. So essentially, because of the Ukraine and Russian war, I'm helping with like translations just to teach Ukrainian refugees some English words so that they can better integrate into their local communities. And I'm wondering how language will play a role in this app. If I mean, are you guys expanding beyond the US and other English speaking countries?
I think right now, to be realistic, our goal is to expand as much as possible, help as much as possible in California or even the United States. And after that, I think it's a matter of simply making translation within the app available. And with that, we can help more people around the world instead of just in the US.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that really makes sense. So thank you guys so much for being here. Just to close off the interview, I know like people listening to this might be like prospective LaunchX applicants in 2023 or beyond. So what's one piece of advice about either your startup or like the LaunchX application process that you guys can provide for the super audience?
Yeah, I would just say just really be genuine. That's probably the most important thing. Don't pretend like if you haven't had too much experience, don't like pretend that you have. Just be really honest about how what you're looking forward to learning. Because I think it's a lot more powerful to be able to say like the things that you aren't good at and how you're looking to improve than just like listing a bunch of accomplishments. So when you're writing stuff, like don't treat it like a extended resume. Just treat it like it's someone you're talking to.
Yeah, and for me, I think to prospective alumni of LaunchX, I think you guys already know this, but like when you start off with a business idea, don't immediately think like when you face an obstacle, don't immediately react by saying, "Oh, I guess this is just a bad idea." Because originally we had our idea for this app is to make it like a gamification of the treatment process. So like basically by implementing like a point system and encouraging the um, patients to go on. But then we discovered that, like patients don't really want that. And so we pivoted. So I think my lesson or experience is like, don't immediately just shrug an idea off. Try to pivot to somewhere else, and I think you'll be fine. You'll end up fine.
Mm-hmm. Was that both your first one and second one?
Sorry?
Because you said you had two piece of tips, right? Or was I zooming out?
Oh, no, yeah, I agree with what Felix said. Another thing what I was saying before is for the application, something I would stress for when you're actually starting your team is, like Felix said, just like work as a team and like really don't be afraid to pivot, because it's really the wrong way to think about it if you're like starting with an idea and then trying to find a problem. Like you really want to look at like pitch problems that people are having and then develop your idea based on that. So just make sure that you're like always focusing on the problem and solving the problem be your company's vision.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here for the interview. Those are great tips and descriptions about your company, your startup company that you provided here for the super audience and myself. I learned a lot. So thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for inviting us.
See you.
Bye.